Okay, let's take a look at comments. So let's go ahead and make a new project here. We're going to call this, let's see, Qt 6 Core for Beginners. This is 3.3. And let's go ahead and hit next. We're going to switch that system over to CMake. We want to use that as de facto. No translation file needed. Same kit we've been using. Again, we're going to whip through this fairly quickly because there's no sense in reinventing the wheel here. All right, so what is a comment? At the end of the day, what do comments actually do? Well, they're for you, the developer, and other developers. I'm actually just going to paste some in. What? Comments. Why? Notes for you and other programmers. How? Well, we've been using them this whole time. You notice how we have this little chunk right here. But when we run our program at the speed of my little virtual machine here, there it goes, it just runs. But what happens if we take these special symbols out? Go ahead and save that. Notice how suddenly the IDE gets very, very angry. It's got all these, hey, what are you doing kind of things. If we try to run this, it's just not going to go. Why? Because those are not valid computer commands. And this is what I mean by in C++, you can just have some crazy error messages. Null pointer underscore T, this is not a member of STD. What? What are you even talking about? And then if you click on it, it takes you to this weird thing. You may be scratching your head, and rightly so, because it makes absolutely no sense until you think like the computer. Under the hood, what's happening here is the computer's trying to figure out what this is and convert it into some sort of computer code. This is not computer code. These are comments. We want these specifically for us. So it starts with a slash, and if we put a star, notice how everything suddenly turns green, and I'm going to just close that. Everything magically turns green. In case you missed it, go slash star. So what we're doing is we're telling C++ that, hey, we want a comment that spans multiple lines. Now we need to tell it when to stop. So I'm going to say, hey, star slash. Now it's just within this range. There's a matter of style, and we'll talk about coding standards and conventions in the next video. However, just understand that some people do it this way. And as you hit the return key, it puts another star, and you can just simply backspace and slash, and then there's the end of your comment. So this would be, this would be a comment, and this would be a comment. They're two separate comments. The whole point of a comment is for you, the developer, to put notes that the compiler does not try to convert into computer code. It's a good way for you to say, hey, what the heck am I doing? So let's go ahead, and I'm going to put in debug. Don't really need it because it's already baked into Qt, but just in case somebody's computer out there doesn't have that, the way, again, Qt runs everywhere, so you may run into little gotchas, or if somebody tries to run this on an older version of Qt, want to make sure that's in there just in case. I'm going to say Qt info, and we're going to say hello world. Again, not super complex at all. And if we run this, what's going on here? Well, we're making our hello world. It's going to print hello world out. We've done this before, but now watch what happens if I say slash slash. Notice how this is green. In our IDE, we have it configured by default, which is green or comments. Now, people get a little concerned because they see this is green. Those are not comments. These are includes. Very different. When you see something that starts with a slash, understand what you're doing. You're making a comment. And if we run this now, that is no longer going to execute. There's no hello world. We can delete those, rerun it, and then magically hello world returns. Ta-da! There it is. You can also go in and select stuff, right-click, and then toggle comment selection. This is a good way of turning big chunks of code on or off, and it does this same thing. Just wanted to throw that out there. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. Now, that was how we would turn code on or off. Let's say I just wanted to say a comment for me, the developer. At times, you'll see me type out a comment or copy and paste one out just to kind of clarify when somebody reads this code what we're supposed to be doing. Now remember, comment will not get executed as code, so this is just a statement. The compiler won't even see that, won't even care about it. See? Hello world. But now I can look at this code and see exactly what's going on. Now there's different ways of doing comments that we've alluded to. So for example, let's make a multi-line comment here. Same thing, we can make a multi-line comment. Basically, if you see two slashes, it's a single line. If you see a slash and a star, it's a multi-line, and it'll keep going until you see that second slash. Works as expected. Now, I want to put in, and for this, I am going to just copy and paste it here. There are different styles of comments, and you'll see these all over the internet. For example, we can do what's called a documentation or self-documenting code. Notice how this is slash star exclamation mark. So what we're doing is we're saying, hey, this is a special type of comment. And this is typical of a program called Doxygen, where you can add all this special markup and you have to read the Doxygen technical reference to really understand what's going on. But we can now create self-documenting code, meaning all of this looks confusing, but when we run it, the compiler doesn't care because it's a comment. It's not processed by the computer or the compiler. But if we run Doxygen, a third-party library or actually application here, it's going to read this text file, look for this and go, oh, okay, I see what's going on. So this is a documentation string, and this is the brief of it. This is a parameter called argument C. And when I say brief, this is the main function. And then it's going to return an integer, things that we just simply haven't talked about yet. But at its core, what we're doing is we're creating self-documenting code. We won't use a whole lot of this just because it gets so verbose on the screen, but I want you to be aware that it exists.